Hey, what's up, guys? So, it's gonna be about art. What is art? Ben from vat_city, he already made a very good video about this. So, I'm gonna try not to step on his toes too much here. Try to present something more original to what I wanted to say. So, art. What is the Latin origin of art? Well, here it says ARS, ars, as in arson, as in artisan, as in artisanal, as in any other word craft examples of spliced together language modifications, supposedly what they tell us where it came from. I'm just going to take it for what it is. ARS, ars, like arson, as to burn. I think that's a very keen uh, origin for the word, right? Arson, to burn. What is art? What is truth? Art is meant to be truth. It is truth, you know. So, it's like the consuming spiritual fire that burns through the unnecessary, gobbledygook, and you just get the straight truth out of it. That's what art is. You just do whatever it takes, whatever comes to mind, and you just let it burn, you know? Let it burn everything away. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with God. So, why did I want to talk about art today? Well, it's like the motivation behind art. See, I just started making videos like 2 days ago. Right? It's the first time I've ever done this for real. I mean, I've done it before, but never like this. Never really posted it. So, I had a lukewarm reception, we'll say. Right? Lukewarm reception, misunderstanding, miscommunication. You know, and I had to keep in mind I already knew art is extremely subjective. I mean, everything is extremely subjective. Obviously, I mean that's the way it's meant to be in this life. It's meant to be subjective because you are not capable of dealing with reality the way it was intended to be dealt with. You don't have that power. You don't have the wisdom in the current state. Not to say that you never possessed it and you never will. I think in this current state we can all agree that we're limited in it, to some extent. So things have to be subjective so they're more familiar to us. Like I talked about in the milk video, where we get this churned, liquidy version of reality that will conform to our manifestation and our intent so that we can be more comfortable with it. You know? So I had to really think about why am I doing this? You know? Why am I making these videos? What was I looking for when I started doing this? And it's like in Ecclesiastes, where it's like you narrow it down to like the most base level and it's like meaningless. But I did find one kernel of meaning, which means that it is meaningful. If you find even one, then that's more than almost 99% of the things in my life, at least for me. I think some people could agree. All depends how you feel about life. But for me, that's how I feel. You burn everything away, you know, become an arsonist, an artist, arsonist, artist. You burn everything away that doesn't matter, and you see what remains. And what remained for me, what really the motivation was that I saw coming in was like positive reinforcement. Like saying, hey, you are good. You are smart. You have things figured out. You are good at what you do. You are in the truth. You have the spirit. You are a good little truther, and everyone respects you and loves you, and you're just the smartest little truther ever. I mean, that's how I feel about it. That's really how childish it was once I broke it down to myself. I wanted recognition from certain people. I wanted to be involved. I wanted to play too. I see all these YouTubers and all these truthers with their channels and all the attention and people debating with them and having all these interesting conversations, and I I don't have any of that. I don't have a wife or kids or an interesting job, or I do preach. That's definitely not nothing. That's a lot, obviously. So I am very grateful for that. But there is nothing else for me to attach to. I don't have any friends. There's nothing. There's no one that I can confide in. So I think the reason why I started was to get attention from people that I respected, right? To, like a dog, get a pat on the head, like, hey, you know, look at you. You're one of us, woo. That was the whole point, I think, when I boiled it right down to its essential matter, the prime materia. That's what it was. It was like the loneliness, It's like I already know all these things, and if I were to make all these videos, like, how difficult would it be to communicate these things? You know, I'm gonna start making more videos where I make slideshows and video editing and graphs and stuff. I'm gonna start doing more complicated things, obviously, but in the meantime, I'm gonna continue making these videos, just voice, capture. I'm gonna get a camera eventually so I can show my face. Uh, I think that I should keep going. Even if I was completely misunderstood, I didn't get what I was looking for, I didn't get acceptance, I didn't get recognition, I didn't get positivity, really. In fact, I got pushback, and things became a lot more strange and awkward when I engaged with people, that I respected. So, kind of questioning everything now, but I'm not going to stop, right? I'm gonna keep going. I'm making a definitive choice. Like, I feel resistance right now doing this, and I'm going to keep going. And that's kind of the point of this video, is that you, as a spirited being, have a choice, right? Even if you get resistance, you have a choice to keep plugging on. We do it all day. We do it every day in our lives. Most of us, anyone that has an addiction, that smokes cigarettes, that eats a certain way, that works a certain job that you just hate, you know. Hate's a strong word, but you're very uncomfortable with the situation or the habit in question. But you keep going. You make a conscious choice to keep going rather than be more uncomfortable by stopping the situation, Whether by quitting the job and having the lack of security in your life, or by quitting the habit and having to go through the withdrawal symptoms, That's the essence of it. And now I'm choosing to continue making videos and just get over the awkwardness, get over the very uncomfortable realizations I'm having about people and myself. What I thought would be the reaction and the energy I would get back is not the energy that I'm getting back. It's completely the opposite. You know, completely resisting. I'm not being accepted. I don't know if it's me or it's them or there's a lack of communication, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. And I encourage you to keep going as well. I know probably if you're in the truth, you might not have anybody that understands you in this life. You might be like me. You might have nobody. You might have nobody to talk to, nobody to express yourself with, nobody to be intimate with, you know. And that's a tough place to be. Let's be honest with ourselves. ourselves. That's a tough place to be. So, especially when it's 24/7 your whole life. You've already had a hard life as it is. You know, but it only serves to make us understand what's important more and more and more. What really matters and really bring out the truth. You know, being pressed more and more and more and squeezed down like a lemon, squeezing every bit of juice out of it. Resistance from every direction, loneliness in every direction, pain in every direction. You know, until you are able to get to the point of awareness that was desired in the beginning of this journey, of this life. That when you came into it, what you wanted, you know, no one can say exactly where we're going and how it'll be, or where we came from and how it'll be, but I have a feeling that it'll have a positive end to it if the current trajectory means anything. So, yeah, I just wanted to encourage everybody, if you were like me, if you're thinking about starting something new, a truth channel, speaking to someone new, going out and doing something for yourself, reading the Bible, preaching out in public, um, telling your truth out in public, most likely no one will understand. But you have to understand that that's not the point. The point is for you to be a vessel for truth, for your spirit, for God to express that truth through, and through that you will learn. Through the action of teaching, you will learn. That is how I learn, and I believe it can be beneficial to other people as well. So give that a try, you know? Like, why try to go out of my way? Why try to go out of your way? Why does anyone have to go out of their way to please others? You know? You should be cordial, you should be polite, but pleasing others will lead you down a very dark path a lot of the time, you know? Try to please them as much as you can, but be careful. Be careful with that, you know? Be very careful. You end up living someone else's life. So all have deep spiritual, symbolic, and subconscious meanings to them. As above, so below. Be careful what you wish for, essentially. Because you might end up in a situation you never expected and you don't really like. But the outcome is always positive, so while you're in the maze, you can't go back and not go in the maze, but you can at least uh, come to grips with the fact that you are in a maze and begin to assess the situation, you know, like I am now. I'm in a maze. I have to admit it. I'm in a bad place, and it is what it is. What can you do? I'm hopeful that I will get what I'm looking for, and this pain is the process. So I'm thankful to God for that. So, just a little video about art, what art means to me, a little advice. It's very interesting. Arson, spiritual fire, you know. What would that feel like if you're on fire in the spirit rather than physical? Would it feel like having rejection from every turn, nothing working the way it's meant to, no one liking you, constant resistance in every direction? Is that what it would feel to burn alive in a spiritual sense? I wonder, you know? Come alive in the fire of the truth, where we really prepared to awaken the mass subconscious defense mechanism, you know? Were we really prepared for that battle? Well, prepared or not, here it is, you know? If you're like me, and I plan to use positivity, love, and a full, make my own choices consciously to overcome that and to navigate the way through this maze. As usual, God bless you. Appreciate everybody. If you want to speak, leave a comment down below. Give you my email. Thank you so much, and you have a good day.